Clearly, no drink has been taken. We shall remedy that very soon, fear not, especially if you're in group 2. Hello, everybody, and welcome to World Whisky Forum 4th iteration. My name is Dave Broom. I'm going to be moderator and moderating all things over the next wee while. And I'll take you through what we're going to be doing for those of you who haven't been to one of these events before. And I'm not going to apologise to anyone who's been before because it always bears repetition. But first of all, some health and safety, because we have to do that these days. Toilets, that's quite important. So there's 2 toilets at the end there, and there's others out in the courtyard, which you probably, not actually in the courtyard, that'd be dreadful, wouldn't it? But yeah, just round the corner out there. If there is a fire alarm, exits are there, and muster out there, okay? Unless it's a warehouse that's on fire. And that's about it. Those of you are already rummaging in your goodie bags, I can see. Within the goodie bag is a voucher for a T-shirt. So you can go and choose your own T-shirt, but you have to take it to the till so it can be registered. But some wonderful apparel for you all to wear. So thank you very much for Stauning. You can perhaps tell I usually say welcome, but there's usually somebody saying hello first, which is our great leader and founder, Jan Groth. Sadly, Jan can't be with us today, which sounds a little bit like an awards ceremony. But Jan can't be with us today. He had a mild cardiac incident, but he's okay. He's just incredibly grumpy that he can't make it. But we do have a message from his sickbed. If you want to run that, please, guys.
Hello, everyone. As you already understand, I have been prevented from physically participating in this year's World Whisky Forum. A small vein near my heart stopped it. I feel perfectly fine, though, with no complications whatsoever. Still, the doctor thought it was a bit challenging to travel just one day after he had been inside and poking the muscle that supplies my entire system with oxygen and nutrients. After that cheap excuse, I can assure you how jealous I am of you, who right now are welcomed by Alex and Dave to the 4th edition of World Whisky Forum and this year's host, Stauning Whisky, with its lovely surroundings and impressive distillery. Ahead of us, we have 3 days of conversations around the extremely important topic, and several essential questions that must soon be answered. And my conviction is that we do it best together. By sharing experience and knowledge, new and older whisky distilleries can be developed sustainably and continue to contribute to historic beverage culture. The challenges are extensive, but several of you have already shown that it is possible to meet them and at the same time be commercially robust. In a couple of years, I'm sure that you will be the leaders, because the generation is now establishing itself that will never accept to enjoy their whisky if they do not know that the producers have made an effort to create it sustainable in every way. With great interest, I will follow the panels and discussions over the next 3 days, and I wish you all the exciting conference and 1 or 2 drams on top of that.
And that's it. I think a round of applause for Jan. He's and please just keep that freeze frame up there, for it's just really funny. So officially now, welcome to everyone. Our thanks to Stauning for hosting us. Thank you so much. The organisation is absolutely superb. So thanks a lot to the entire team here. Thanks to all the speakers for immediately saying yes, they would like to participate. So thank you to them. And thank you to all of you. Thanks to people who've been to World Whisky Forum before. Some of you have been to all of them, which is amazing. We should get badges or something, I think. And welcome to those of you who have never experienced this before. So everyone is welcome. Just a quick thing about timings. We are running a really packed program. So if you could be on the bus on time, that would be really greatly appreciated. So just kind of stick to the timings. Zoe, who is lurking somewhere at the very back, she's in charge of making sure you do, and she's really scary. So yeah, it's excellent. The reason for the World Whisky Forum, as Jan kind of alluded to there, is to bring people together. There's never been such an amazing time for whisky around the world, and the World Whisky Forum was founded to be a space where people could come and talk and discuss and listen and learn, and have an equal space. So it doesn't matter what size you are. I don't mean physical size, although literally we've got some very tall people and some smaller people. But it doesn't matter what size your operation is or what side of the business you're at. Your opinion is valid, and it's certainly valid here. And what we have here today is a really important topic. I mentioned the fact that I was coming out to the forum to a friend of mine, who is still a friend, even though of what I'm about to tell you. And he said, "Oh yeah, that's interesting. What's the theme?" And I said, "Well, it's about sustainability." And he kind of rolled his eyes and said, "Not another." And I said, "Yes, another. And there will be many more others after this, because this is the most important topic facing us, facing the world, certainly facing the whisky industry as a whole. You can forget about investment, you can forget about pricing, you can forget about all these other issues which keep getting kind of blown up in the press. This issue of sustainability and climate crisis affects us all, and it's the one that we have to address, and we have to address it together. So over the next 3 days, we're going to be looking at a whole different number of facets of sustainability. So we're going to be looking at resources, looking at wood, looking at barley, looking at peat. We're going to be looking at distilleries, how to build and how to establish sustainable distilling moving forward. And also, really importantly, we're going to be looking at communications. And importantly, picking up on something that Ian Palmer said in his remarkable speech at Cotswolds. The whisky industry will die if it continues to just look inwards and talk to itself. It goes into some sort of death spiral as a result, because you're only listening to each other. You have to have opinions from outside. So we've got 2 speakers from out with the whisky industry talking about communication, and that's going to be absolutely fascinating as well. The way it's run is we will have speakers here. They will all give their presentation, and at the end of that, then we have an hour and a half of discussion. I'll be asking some questions, but the important thing about this is that your opinion matters. So you can ask questions. I might call some of you if I know it's an area that you're experienced in, and the discussion then starts to flow. So there is no barrier between the people on stage and you guys out there. We have plenty of time to discuss it all. And the more we debate and the more we listen, the better everything is going to be. Because if you reflect on what whisky around the world is, and I said this just a couple of minutes ago, I've long hated this term New World Whisky. It's like this kind of condescending way of the old countries looking at new people, kind of, "Oh yeah, jolly well done. You're doing a good job, but you're not as good as us." Not true. There is great whisky being made around the world, and Scotch whisky needs to realise that it is part of a bigger global world whisky. And that's what world whisky is about for me, the world of whisky. And it's collegiate. The fact that we've got representatives from the most northerly distillery in the world, and someone at the very back there from one of the world's most southerly distilleries. Desiree's come all the way from New Zealand. We have got representatives from all around the world, and that is what whisky is about, and that's what the World Whisky Forum is about, a collegiate atmosphere, because we have to be working together to solve this, or to find answers to the sustainability question. There's a difference between being clever and being intelligent. Being clever means kind of knowing stuff, knowing the things that you need to know. Being intelligent is about asking the questions, challenging conventions, thinking of solutions, moving things forward. This is an incredibly intelligent room, and I think we will come up with incredibly intelligent comments and thoughts as we all leave to take the ideas forward to our various distilleries around the world. So that is what we should be hopefully achieving over the next 3 days, and also having a lot of fun, also having great drams, also having great chats, also having great food. But we're all in this together. And we are about to go off on tours. As you entered, you were given your little name tags. Has everybody got one of these? If you don't have one of these, you're not getting on the tour, okay? That's your this is your ticket to Whisky, folks, okay? You will either be in group 1, group 2, or group 3, so check which group you're in, okay? Group 1 will be with Lasse. Lasse, there we are. There's Lasse there. So all group 1 follow this man, and you will be heading to somewhere. I'm not going to say anything. Group 2 is Alex. Alex at the back there. Okay, so group 2 goes with Alex, and group 3 goes with Henning. Henning's over in the corner. Okay? So that is everything. So group 1, group 2. I should be working in an airplane. Group 1, group 2, group 3. Enjoy yourselves, welcome, and have a great afternoon. Thank you.
Mark. As you can see, I'm standing here in front of Stauning Whisky, our charming distillery. If I turn you around here, you can see the beautiful, beautiful flat coastland, the fjord and the sea, very, very near where we're standing right now. The lovely soil behind me, producing some of the cleanest water in all of Denmark. Green as the summer turns.